All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Beyond Us podcast. I'm joined today by my boy, Daniel, by my boy, Brett, and I'm Solo.
Hey.
I feel like we're going to have a really good time, guys. How's y'all weekend?
My weekend was kind of slow, honestly. I played 10 hours of Raft yesterday.
Ooh, I heard about that game.
Which, the game's fun, but it's hard to play it for more than 2 hours without getting drained. But I had a good time.
That game can put you to sleep.
It can. It really can.
What's the premise of it? I've seen it like on Steam, but I haven't seen it. Like,
so Raft is a survival game where the name is very fitting. You are quite literally on a raft in a never-ending, constantly generating world where it's a resource management survival game where you're constantly going to be trying to collect wood and plastic to expand your raft, metal to reinforce your raft so that Bruce the shark doesn't eat your raft.
His name is canonically Bruce.
Yes,
Are
like
you serious?
in the game's description, Bruce is the name of the shark.
Bruce the shark.
There are islands. There is a mild story to the game. It's not necessarily... It's kind of like old school Minecraft when it comes to a story. Like, there's a story, but it's not really there. But it's just kind of a never-ending survival game and resource
For
management.
the record, Solo, just for grand scope and picture, just so you can kind of keep it in your mind. Most of them are islets, not really islands.
Oh, here we go. Here we go with the island.
Not the one with the bird.
You almost got me.
Nah, the one with the bird's a fucking island.
That's
I don't
the
care
island.
what you say.
That's-
he owns that island.
that's Egg Island.
And he's racist.
That's Egg Island right
no.
there.
That is a racist bird.
He is.
And I fucked that bird up.
Me too.
No, I wear its head in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Like a fucking baseball cap.
Here's what's mad messed up. Yesterday, I had to deal with the bird because, of course, I did.
Yeah,
and-
of course, yeah.
And my bow broke, and I was so upset because I'm like, "Fuck, man! I know I've hit this bird a lot." I had to run back to the raft, make a new bow, shot the bird one time. The bird died. I was one arrow away.
Oh man,
I was so upset.
I bet one of those misses. You were thinking about one of those misses that should have hit, and you're just like, if I would have just got that one shot.
Yep. But it's cool. It's my genuine opinion on Raft is it is a moderately enjoyable game depending on who you play it with. I could never play Raft by myself.
Definitely something you want friends with. Yeah.
And you need the right
Multiplayer.
friends. Like there are games I could play with certain people. I couldn't play the Raft with them. They're just not the right group of friends to play a game like that with. You have to play the game with a group that is constantly
engaging
and kind of just goofing around and joking. If you play it with a group that's more reserved and quiet, you will get bored very quickly.
Oh, I understand. You have to kind of have the right type of person.
Correct. But if you have the right people, it's the kind of game where you could play for 3 hours and not realize it's been 3 hours.
Yeah, you're just doing stupid shit the whole time.
Dangerous.
But yeah.
As for me, I went out to hang with some friends. I got myself a hotel. We were supposed to hang out, go drinking, explore a little bit. We went out drinking. They got too drunk, and I spent the entire time basically by myself.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. No, they were seriously hungover, and I'm up bright and early the next morning like, guys, let's go. We were going to go out and, do stuff, right? And they're just like, nah, not. Some of them aren't answering the phones and shit. Yeah, no, it was a great time.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that because I also went out the last 2 nights. We went out to the club in Charlotte. I went out with Darius, my friend. And we had a good time, but I also felt like when I woke up in the morning, I was like, what a beautiful day. Like I didn't have a hangover. I felt nauseous when I was about to eat some food. But then, after you put the food in your belly is good, So
I've never had a
I didn't get
hangover.
Really? You never
Me
ever?
neither.
I have. I've had it every once in a while, but
Never.
I've never had
I've
one.
been blessed.
So much so. So here's a little funny story I can tell y'all. I think I've told Brett this one, but Salo, this will be the first time for you to hear it.
Ooh.
I've moderately discussed this person before. It's who I was pet sitting for, actually. She was my teacher in high school, and she's kind of become like a mother figure to me. She and I went up to Penn State for a Shinedown concert.
Ooh.
2 years ago, I think. And afterwards, we went to some of the bars on campus. She's a Penn State alum, and I planned on going to Penn State when college was my plan before I went middle. And first of all, I gotta say,
He fucked up.
I fucked up. Hey, for real, anybody that's listening that hasn't gone to college or military yet because you're almost done with high school or you just finished and you're taking a break, go to fucking college. Not if
least
nothing
do a
else.
site visit.
Listen to me. If not for the education, oh my God, the women are beautiful and the beer's cheap. Ooh. Oh my God. She pitched it to me wrong. She was my teacher. She was trying to get me to go to college, and she's like, you'll get a great education. I told her on the spot this night, Ma, you told me the wrong way. If you had told me about booze and babes, I would have been all on board. But she didn't. But anyway, look, so we go to a couple bars. Beers are dirt cheap. We're at a little dive bar where shots are $1.50. Like, cheap. And people are buying me drinks and everything. And my ex was hitting me up, and it was driving me nuts. And she was just blowing my phone up and pissing me off. So I was just drinking like a champion. And the person I'm with will tell the story the same way. I had at least 30 shots that night. At least.
Woo! Man, 30 shots.
And my favorite part is, we get back to the hotel, I take a shower, I go lay down in bed. The next morning, I wake up, and she's expecting me to be dead to the world. And I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I'm good. And she, to this day, she's so mad that I didn't have a hangover that day. How do you take more than 30 shots with no food in your belly and wake up without a hangover? Like...
Oh, yeah. I need to pregame some food.
Nah, man, I pregamed with alcohol. Like...
Yeah, man, I don't know. I have this fear. It's going to hit me at some point.
Like when I hit 30?
Point, I'm just going to get that. Like, I'm going to wake up one morning after just a moderate night of drinking.
The first night you go drinking after you turn 30.
Yeah, and I'm just going to wake up and be like, oh, what is this?
What is this pain?
What am I feeling?
What is this reality? Where
Why
am
does the
I?
world hurt?
That's so great. That's so great. And
it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen.
And when it does, the natural cure for that is going to be McGriddle from McDonald's.
Hey.
And some chips.
What? Okay, so that's a good hangover food right there, Brett. What's your go-to hangover food?
He doesn't get hangovers.
Well, I don't get hangovers, but what I do recommend.
Right. You still have
anything greasy.
So yes, like I recommend like burritos. Real nice, real good one. You can easily get like a breakfast burrito most places. Mm-hmm. If you need like, let's say you got something important the next day, you need something to just get your system going.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like it. I love it, but pickle juice. I like pickle juice.
Nah, that's not for me. I don't like pickles.
A lot of people don't like it.
I don't like pickles.
But
oh no,
there's people like that.
Like I couldn't drink pickle juice. I don't like pickles.
I don't understand how you
don't like pickles. I don't like the taste.
They're delicious.
I don't like them.
But yeah, just like a small glass of pickle juice, the vinegar in it. I don't know the science behind it.
No, that's true though. That's true
helps.
because
fucking helps.
My dad, whenever he had a hangover, you know what he would eat? Salt and vinegar chips.
Really? Salt vinegar.
The salt would help kind of absorb some of the liquid that was still in his belly, and the vinegar would help process it better, apparently. He would eat salt and vinegar chips.
The salt's also an electrolyte.
It's true, too, yeah.
will help you.
I usually go for anything like a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Just
with some hash
that nice
brown.
greasy.
Oh,
yeah.
Sweetness. Or anything from Waffle House. Oh. Like they have this hash bowl with sausage. You can put with a hash brown and some ketchup.
I've never been to Waffle House.
Stop it.
I've never been to Waffle House. I've never been.
Stop it, man. Are you serious?
I'm being dead serious. I've never been to Waffle House.
Oh boy.
So let me explain before you get, All right. So
I'm
look,
concerned.
There's the big three breakfast places.
Right.
There's Waffle House, there's IHOP, and there's Denny's. I'm always gonna pick Denny's because that Grand Slamwich is so motherfucking good.
The Grand
Slamwich is so good. It's so good.
It looks good.
I don't even remember the last time I went to a Denny's.
I don't know the last time I went to a Denny's, but I know where I'm going next time I'm out.
They have something like this at Waffle House.
That's great.
I'm just saying.
It's
would
not
you
the
ever
same.
be open? Would you ever be open?
I would go, but I would never
would be on
pick
me.
it over a Denny's.
You wouldn't have to.
No. I'm saying if we were driving and we were real hungry and we saw a Waffle House, I'd be down to stop. But if across the street is a Denny's, I'm going to Denny's.
Okay, I'm gonna seize the day one of these days in the future. We will seize the day, and you'll end up in a Waffle House.
I think the other thing is Waffle House. There's not a lot of them where I'm from.
Yeah, that's what I immediately thought.
They're just there's not a lot.
On a side note, I don't think I ever really hear people say "carpe diem" in English like you just did. I don't think I ever really hear someone say "seize the day."
Yeah, no, you think about it now.
It's on a side tangent. I'm sorry.
No, you're right though. You're right.
I don't think I ever hear that.
Either. No, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. And that's the message of the day.
Wow, I'm
message of the day.
I'm trying to think about it. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it like that. No, you're right.
I've heard carpe diem and then someone explain that it meant seize the day.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna be honest.
I was using it in a sentence.
I'm gonna be honest. I know we talked about it before we started recording, and we're supposed to just let it go, but I can't. Every time I look at Brett, I look to the right of him and I see this creepy ass thing in the shadows, and I can't get past it. I know we talked about it and we were just gonna walk past it, but it's just so fucking creepy in the shadows. When you pull it forward, it's solid, it's cool. But when you put it in that little cubby, it's so fucking creepy. It's like
just the big beady eyes,
yes!
just in the darkness.
Tell me that's not some bullshit. Right now, we could see another face pop up in that shadow.
Yo,
yeah, that'd be
he
spooky.
leaves. For the record, another face pops up in that shadow.
Gone.
Brett is no longer a part of this episode.
Bye. Click. So who is that guy
I go
again?
to work and never come back.
Yeah, never. That's not your apartment no more.
Work.
For anyone that doesn't know, this is Choppa. All right. My anime fans out there may know him from One Piece, the very daunting anime nobody wants to watch, but everyone loves to look at.
Doesn't it have 500 episodes or something?
That is a small number of episodes that it has. Yes. Yeah. No, it has more.
I gotta know how many it has. You talk, I'm listening. I'm gonna find out how many episodes there are.
Yeah, Chopper is the adorable little deer person from One Piece. I got him along with the Charmander. That's a weird duo, but they were sold together. So I'm not gonna sit here and fucking complain.
Like they were together on the shelf, or they're
No. Like they were
interesting.
So a person was selling them, and they had both of them in the bag. It was judging by the face over there, not the one that I'm putting back up in here. Judging by the face on this man.
One Piece. How many episodes does it have, Brett?
I think they broke 1,000.
You just busted. Salo?
800.
The correct answer, 937.
Okay, they haven't broken 1,000 yet.
That's so many, bro. Hold on.
They will break 1,000.
Hold on.
They're still going strong, right?
Just for reference for me. And, I mean, I guess for Brett, because I'm assuming you haven't watched every episode.
Fuck no.
Okay. So just for reference...
Just
a show we
for
both
reference.
have watched every episode of, there is only 327 episodes of Supernatural. That One Piece is basically triple of what Supernatural did over 16 years.
How do they do it? That's crazy.
That's so much. I'm not built for that. Like, look, so I've talked about it briefly before. I'm not an anime guy, but like, if I was ever to dabble in anime, it's not that one.
Yeah. It's like dabbling in the
I don't
Simpsons.
have that kind of commit. That's like dabbling in a jail sentence.
The Simpsons number of episodes is up to 723.
The Simpsons has been around for 40 years.
How long has One Piece been around for?
Not that long.
Really?
Not that long.
That's some dedication there.
It's been around like a long time, but not
right.
Not at all.
The first episode of One Piece was on October 20th, 1999. We are older than One Piece.
1999. Simpsons debuted in 1989.
All right. So The Simpsons has been around for 10 years longer and has 200 less episodes.
Yeah, that's craziness.
Fuck that, bro.
They caught up. They caught up and overcame.
Hold on. What's the most episodes of a TV show? Oh my God. All right, whatever this show is, there's a German animated show called Sandmansion.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Sandmansion? I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's got 61 seasons and 22,000 episodes. Fuck that.
22,000?
Damn.
Fuck that. All right, let's not do soap operas. Let's find the U.S. non-soap opera, because all of these are soaps. The show with the most episodes that originated in the United States that is not a soap opera, because we're going to be a little educational here, is The Price is Right, with 9,270 episodes. That's insane.
That tracks.
It tracks, but that's still insane. Can I find one from the U.S. that's not a game show or a soap opera? Probably
Price is wrong.
And while you're searching, it just makes like Pokemon look minuscule. Pokemon's at 1,115.
The most episodes for a U.S. TV show that's not a game show or a soap opera is the Larry King Live Talk Show with over 6,000 episodes. This is
6,000.
nuts. And just think, there are people out there that have watched every episode of these shows.
Not I.
Yes. Not I. I watched all 327 episodes of Supernatural and felt drained.
I'm sure at some point. I mean, this is something a lot of anime fans tell themselves, that at some point we will watch all the episodes of One Piece.
Once it's done.
I feel like once it's done, that'll give me a lot more motivation because I got that goal.
Because you know where you're going. Because the problem is, you're going to get to 900 and whatever it was, and then you're going to be like, fuck, I got to wait for another season, and you're going to forget. And then all of a sudden, 3 years later, there's going to be another 200 episodes for you to watch, and you're going to be butthurt.
Butthurt.
Hey, yo, speaking of TV shows and butthurt, I just want to talk about this real quick. This shit made me mad. So while I was on vacation, I started watching SWAT. Okay?
I heard of it.
Really good show. Shamar Moore.
I've seen this. I don't think I've seen
The guy from Criminal Minds. Good show. That's my point here. First 3 seasons are on Hulu. I'm like, all right, bet. And then I saw it was on Paramount Plus, so I'm like, all right, so season 4 and 5 are on Paramount Plus. So I finished the first 3 seasons on Hulu while I'm on vacation, right?
Right.
I go over to Paramount Plus, it only has season 5, and I'm like, man, all right, where am I going to find season 4? So I Google it, and it's like, oh, it's on Amazon. And I'm like, oh, all right, bet. I got Prime. So I go to look for it on Amazon. I got to buy it. I got to buy the season. Season 4 costs $10, which is not that expensive. But the point stands that I would have to buy season 4 of a show.
I'm not going to say arg.
Like, I can't do it. I can't, because, like, if I'm going to own a season of a show, it can't be the 4th season. Does anybody else feel that way in this scenario?
I would buy the entire catalog at that point.
I'd have to buy the whole show.
Season.
Like, am I crazy for thinking, like, I can't only own the 4th season of a show?
It would bother my soul.
I think what I would do is I would buy... Can you buy the season after that?
Season 5? Probably. Yeah. But why? Why would I?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, I would buy it, finish the show, and then if I enjoyed the show enough that I really wanted the whole thing, I would then buy it afterwards. Like everything else.
But why would I buy season 5? Season 5 is for free on Paramount Plus.
For now.
I can watch it fast enough that it won't matter.
Well, what I'm saying is catalogs update. If you buy something, it's like, okay, well, I'm probably going to watch this later, right? Like, that's where the justification comes in. I could watch this a second time.
No, I get that, but, like, I think my point is like, I'm in a position where, like, I've enjoyed the show. I would buy the first 3 seasons just so that if they're ever not on Hulu, I could still watch them. My point is, I don't think I can buy just season 4 of a show
and be okay with it.
And be, like, okay with it with my, like, OCD, like, oh yeah, hey guys, this show's great. I own season 4 if you want to watch it. Like, what?
Just season 4.
Like, I would be okay with only owning season 1 of a show before I only own season 4 of a show. It's just the fact that I own a middle season and don't own the rest of it that fucks me up.
But it's such a good season.
Maybe. It might be the best season. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet because it's not free. It's just frustrating. It should piss me off.
I think the part that would frustrate me more about that is I'm paying for these other services. So it's already not free.
Right.
Like, I'm already paying for these services to watch this, and now I have to buy a middle season on top of that.
Yeah, I think that's also part of it is, like, why is it that 3 seasons are on one streaming service, season 5 is on a different streaming service, and season 4 has to be bought through a different service? Like, why?
Yeah.
Can somebody fucking consolidate? Can we stop that?
Honestly, you know what the worst
Marvel.
feeling in the world is? You know what the worst feeling in the world is? Seeing, like, a series on one of the streaming services, and you get all excited because you think, oh my god, it finally came to the streaming service. You open it up, and it's season 3, episode 7, through season 3, episode 12. And I'm just like, the worst feeling in the world.
Well, like, that's how I felt when I watched Criminal Minds. I only got to 12 seasons, and then I couldn't watch seasons 13 through 15 because they weren't on Netflix. And I'm like,
licensed together or whatever.
Come on, y'all. Can y'all get your shit together?
Like, at least keep the seasons together, man. That's all I ask.
Well, so there's that. And then this was something that I talked about yesterday while I was playing Raft was, like, these streaming services. Well, like, first of all, Netflix. They've talked about how they're getting tired of people sharing their passwords, which I get it, but, like, let's be real now. Like,
you know they're losing a lot of money. That COVID spike that they got, I was reading an article about it. That COVID spike has gone down. Their stock is plummeted, so people are scared now.
I'm sure it's gone down, but it's still probably worth more than it cost them to run it. Like,
of course, it's still profitable, but the thing is, investors are scared, so now they have to reconcile, and all these people that are getting free. And
I get that. Like, my thing is like, the whole point of a streaming service at the beginning was so I didn't have to pay for cable. But now I got to pay for 17 different streaming services.
Because nothing is in the same place. Like, all the seasons are spread out.
I have one show with 3 seasons on different fucking services.
So funny enough, Netflix has seen a like large decrease in their subscriber base. Like people are leaving Netflix because so many other streaming services are getting these titles that people actually want.
Disney's a big one.
Yeah, really
but because of this rapid decrease in their subscribers, they're cutting their animation budget.
Really?
Yeah.
Instead of like doing what people actually want, you know, like, hey, lower your fucking prices back down to what they were, make people actually want to come back and build your subscriber base. They're just like, no, we're gonna cut the animation budget down.
They did do
nice
like 3 or 4 jumps in price recently. I remember getting the emailer. Like I would open up Netflix and say, hey, starting next month, you are screwed. You have no choice. Have a blessed day. Click.
Well, so like there's that, and then there's like other streaming services are like bundling with other companies. So like Hulu, Hulu bundled with Spotify. I have Hulu because I have Spotify. Like Disney did a bundle with ESPN and
Hulu.
Hulu, right? Like they did like a massive bundle deal. So people are more inclined to spend slightly more money for triple the content than spend slightly more money just to maintain Netflix.
Especially there are people willing to do that, even if it's like ESP, like they don't care about ESPN.
Right.
Well, I'm getting all this ESPN content in conjunction with these 2 other streaming services. It's like it's a no-brainer deal.
On top of that, like Hulu and all of the Hulu has existed for a while now. But like Netflix has to understand like they're losing some of their numbers because 3 years ago we didn't have HBO Max, we didn't have Disney Plus, we didn't have Paramount Plus. We didn't have these things that we have now that give us other options to watch other things we want to watch.
Right.
Like, and Netflix still has things I'm interested in watching. Hell, like, even though it's not great and I've been up and down on whether or not it's been worth watching, in May, season 4 of Stranger Things starts. That's going to have a lot of watches. Like, Stranger Things is one of their big hitters. And season 4 starts next month.
What's probably going to happen is when Stranger Things comes out, they're going to see a large spike in their subscriber base. And then after like 2 weeks, just drop.
It'll dip again.
Because
they're being smarter about it this time. They're not dropping the whole season all at once. Which is smart.
Like part 1, part 2?
They're doing it in volumes, yeah.
Cool. It's smart given the predicament they put themselves in.
But it's also smart because that's what the other streaming services are doing, and you have to adapt with the times. Think about shows like on Disney Plus, Moon Knight, Hawkeye, Falcon and Winter Soldier, all of these Marvel shows, they went with a weekly release system. HBO Max with Titans and Young Justice and the DC shows, they went with a weekly, or hey, we'll put out 3 episodes in the beginning and then we'll do a weekly, and that keeps people coming back. The problem is they've adopted this system and it's worked for them. Netflix needs to adopt it, or else it's going to be a thing of, oh hey, I'll get Netflix for a month, binge watch all these shows I want to watch, and then not need it next month. It's not a good business plan. It worked when it was the only streaming service because they had so much more content and it was so different that people wanted to do it. But with these new streaming services that have adopted a weekly televised system, they are, for lack of a better term, forcing their loyal viewers into a maintained subscription. It's a smarter business plan.
Not to mention the majority of the content people want have already been siphoned away from Netflix.
Right.
And are on these other streaming services. So in between you waiting, your week, you still have all these shows and movies that you can watch that you actually enjoy.
Exactly.
As opposed to maybe you're just stuck with Netflix and you only really want to watch 1 or 2 shows.
Exactly.
And if you gotta wait,
you gotta wait.
Either don't have a subscription until the whole fucking thing comes out or something like that.
Exactly.
No, I think something that would really help is if they stop raising the price every so often, just to have a subscription.
Agreed.
Yeah, they need to go back to that sweet spot.
Yeah, cut it back down
Peacock.
to where people.
Peacock's another one.
Yeah, Peacock is taken over now as well. That they need to reel back to where people can be subscribed to them and not have an issue.
Well, and I think Peacock's done such a great job at showing how that can work. They have different subscription levels.
Mm-hmm.
Like Netflix could do that, where they say, hey, we'll cut our price in half, but you're going to have to watch ads. People would say, okay. I'll resubscribe for half the price and just have to watch 2 ads an episode.
And there's a psychological thing that happens with that. So let's say you start doing that, right? You're watching it with ads, knowing that there is just a little bit extra you could pay, and there's no ads.
You're inclined to do it.
Just do that shit on a whim.
Right, and that makes
They'll
money
just
for
do
Netflix too, because now they're going to get
agree.
ad revenue.
Yep.
I didn't even think about that, but that would get me, to be honest. If I'm like, oh, I want to pay $3 more and just have no ads, I'm just going to buy it.
I mean, like think about it. Like think about it. What sounds better? Hey, you can pay $5, you'll have access to all of our content, but you'll have to watch 2 or 3 ads an episode, or you could spend $10 and have no ads ever. I'll spend $10.
Oh, yeah. And they get ad revenue.
You might go through a month or two of watching ads,
and then you're like, "Fuck, man, fuck these ads. Fuck it, I'm just going to spend the extra $5."
Yep.
Exactly.
And then it's a subscription.
Right.
It's in. You're not thinking about it.
Right. You put that
but
shit on
when
auto
you constantly have emails coming out saying, "Hey, we're raising the prices."
Yep.
Hey, we're raising the prices.
You know what's
It's
interesting too? Something they could do. Something they could definitely do too. Like when they want to remove Netflix, it could be like, "Hey, we saw that you're trying to remove the ad-free version. Do you just want to downgrade instead?" And then they'd be able to capture a lot of the group that's just leaving.
Right. Well, and they wouldn't have to ask for as much money because they would make all the money off of the ad revenue as well, because ads pay to be ads. That's the whole point. So they're going to make an ad revenue. They'll have a smaller subscription level, like having tiers. I mean, Peacock
people coming in.
Peacock has a free version.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So Peacock has 3 levels. They have free, where you can watch a limited amount of their content. They have the minimal subscription, where you can watch all of their content with ads. And then they have their premium subscription, which is no ads on any of the content. The premium subscription only costs $10 for no ads on everything Peacock has to offer. Hey, you can watch everything, but you'll have ads, is $5. And then they have a free version. You just don't get to watch all the shit. It's a better business plan. And Peacock's a great example of a company that's kind of taken the world by storm.
Yeah.
Well, and Peacock made that huge deal with WWE. Brett and I talked about it because I'm a big wrestling fan. Salo, I know you're not big on it, but WWE.
I will say, I remember WWE. My childhood, my cousins, like I may not watch it anymore,
right?
But dude, I remember Rey Mysterio,
right.
The Undertaker, like. It's ingrained,
WWE made a great decision a couple years ago, and they made what was called the WWE Network, where you could spend $9.99 a month. It was a subscription service, but you got access to every pay-per-view of the year, which, if you think about it, was a great deal because pay-per-views back in the day were $50 every time.
Yeah.
So you basically were paying for the whole year out of 2 pay-per-views. It was a great deal.
And now you didn't have to also get cable in conjunction with all your other streaming services.
Exactly. And so it was brilliant. And then they just signed a deal with Peacock last year or the year before. It was a 5-year billion-dollar agreement where Peacock was paying WWE $1 billion to have their streaming service or something. Like, I can't remember how the deal worked. But it was basically like now Peacock has exclusive rights to streaming WWE's content in America. So now every wrestling fan has to have Peacock if they want to watch pay-per-views. And at that point, I'll just spend the $10 a month and watch everything else Peacock has to offer.
They have The Office.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that's coming with it. So with the large influx of WWE fans,
they're going to watch everything else.
Viewer base. So now you have other, providers that are just like, hey, I want to put my shows on here because you're getting all this.
You're getting all these views. You're getting all these clicks.
So Peacock's just getting a bunch of shows.
Yep.
They're getting their budget is increasing tenfold to create new shows. Like,
It's crazy.
honestly, they're becoming the next Netflix.
Yeah. And HBO Max is really smart. They've done a great job at having the movies come out pretty quickly on their service. Something that I was going to bring up at some point today was the new Batman movie is now on HBO Max. So I wanted to say that so that we won't discuss the movie now because you might not have known it came out on HBO Max and we don't want to spoil it for you. We'll probably talk about it in the next episode and actually talk about the movie. So
I'll watch it. We'll do it.
So make sure if you don't want to get spoiled, you find time in the next 2 weeks to sit down for 3 hours and watch this movie. It's a good movie. But it's on HBO Max. You can pause it as you need to.
It's worth the 3 hour watch.
It is worth the 3 hour watch.
That much.
I will say, without spoiling anything, I think it could have easily been a 2.5 hour movie. They could have cut out a half an hour of the movie and it wouldn't hurt it. But it's not a bad 3 hour movie. It's better than...
man. Sometimes you need a half an hour of brooding Batman. All right. Sometimes it's, you have to show the people.
My point is, it's better than the last 3 hour superhero movie we watched because Endgame wasn't that good. And I stand by that statement. And,
wow, that's a strong statement.
Y'all can at me in the comments. Endgame was not that good a movie.
Yeah. At us on Twitter and specifically target him.
Yeah, feel free. Feel free.
All of your shade.
I'll address him in the next episode. Speaking of which, we actually have our first Twitter moment.
Woo woo.
So let me go ahead and pull that up. So, we have our first question on Twitter coming from Amberella Nix at Beyond Us ENT. This is a good question. I actually really like this one. What are some game mechanics you like and dislike about co-op games? What would you like to see more often and less often in co-op games?
Ooh, okay.
I think that's a great question.
Yeah, co-op. Let's see.
But I'll go.
Go ahead.
since you
Yeah,
asked
yeah.
the question. So something I've seen a lot of recently, and I don't know if it's just because of the niche of games that we play or something like that, but I keep seeing it where when you play with your friends, you load into a world that doesn't affect your game.
Yeah.
And I can see the advantages of it because you still have your game to fall back on and, it's not touched by whatever you and your friend did. But at the same time, if you are working together with your friends, like that was the whole point. Yeah, you should be getting progress in the game. I've seen it to where your game doesn't get progress, your character doesn't get progress, you don't get trophies or achievements because you're playing with your Gen
0, bro.
But that's something that keeps getting introduced into the games, and I'm sure there is other reasons behind them making that decision, but I don't think it's necessary.
No, I totally agree.
I've seen games that don't require that, so potentially just putting in that little extra effort to make sure that everything is streamlined. I don't think it's that big a deal. That's something I'd like to see changed in a lot of the co-op games.
On the flip side of that, though, I do like drop-in, drop-out systems.
Yeah.
I like systems where it's very seamless. You can just have people join your game, and you can continue, and then they can just leave, and you can still continue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because an example of a game that doesn't work like that, Back 4 Blood. Back 4 Blood was such a fun game.
That's
and
a big
I really
one, too.
enjoyed it. But Brett and I suffered through this repeatedly, where if we had different people join us to play the game, we had to start over because we didn't have the same group of players.
I have not gotten past Chapter 2 in that game.
I haven't gotten halfway through Chapter 2 in that game, no. There's four full-blown chapters, and we haven't gotten through... We've barely made it through Chapter 1. Because
I played it a lot. It is very hard to get through any of the levels because you just start over. You just start over again with a random group.
Well, and that's the thing. I wouldn't play it with randos. I won't do it. It's not the kind of game I can play with random people. And the problem is if you don't have the same group every time you play, you have to just keep starting over. I don't like that. I don't like it. I like how Left 4 Dead was, where you had a 4-chapter story, and you could just play it with anybody. Ta-da.
Any chapter, anytime.
And I don't mind an overarching story for a game like Back 4 Blood, but don't make me restart just because I have new people.
Mm-hmm. There's no like save progress. I get it.
Right.
It's annoying.
And that's the thing about like a lot of mechanics is most of the time they have a situation where it is beneficial. Like it could work.
Right.
But it's not always in the right spot. Like you just have systems that are just like, hey, we put this in here because we've seen this system work. It's like, well, it doesn't work for your game.
Right. And so that's another thing I think that is important is games need to start doing a better job of explaining how their co-op works. So like
before you buy, everyone in your friend group buys the game and
right.
Then, oh, we can't really play together.
Right. So like Hunter's Arena. I don't have anything good or bad to say about the game. It wasn't for me. That doesn't mean it's a bad game. But figuring out how to invite my friend to play that game was one of the most tedious tasks of the game. Brett and I genuinely spent an hour trying to figure out how to play the game together.
What was so hard about it? Like, was it like...
There was no clear option to invite your friends. You had to go through like 4 different menus to find it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's no just invite button or group button or just like a tab specifically dedicated to multiplayer. I don't know. Elden
Ring's a game that we've been playing a lot lately, and I don't necessarily like or dislike its multiplayer mode. Like I like games where I can play the whole game with my friends, period. You guys can just join my game and we can play. I understand that's not how Elden Ring works. Elden Ring has this multiplayer system where it's you join, we beat a boss, you go home. Right. I'm not necessarily a fan of that, but that's what it is, and that's fine. They didn't explain that to anybody beforehand, though. They touted the fact that this was a multiplayer game you could play with your friends, and didn't explain to people, oh, well, it is, but it's really limited in the fact that as soon as you beat a boss in an area, your friends can't go back to that area with you ever again.
Ever again?
The only way you can get back is... Let's say you clear a boss of a zone, right?
Right.
Your friend will disappear, vanish into the mist. If you want to get back to that area, you have to spawn somewhere else and walk back to that area.
And that's only if it's an area that doesn't involve a fucking tunnel to get there, because those will be blocked by invisible mist walls.
Yeah.
It's not an open multiplayer form, and it never was intended to be, so that's fine, but they didn't explain that well. I think game companies need to do a better job explaining their co-op features. But I mean, I think Brett's point was very spot on what I think is important for games to start doing in making it so both of you are getting the credit for what you guys are doing. Just because I'm hosting a game doesn't mean Brett shouldn't be getting credit for what he's accomplishing.
Yeah, that's kind of important. I come from like World of Warcraft days. Like I used to play World of Warcraft like almost every day when I was younger. So like for me, having a world that you can just join if you just want to chill, do a quest, like do joint type of dungeons, do joint type of like PvP stuff when you wanted to, and you could just, decide to disconnect from a party. You disconnecting from a party, it wouldn't set you back to a different world. It wouldn't change the experience you're getting or the quest you're on. You could still be on the same quest, and I could just do my own thing. So that's like what I'm used to from World of Warcraft, the permanent sort of world that you are in and can decide to join or leave with your friends if not, because I just like that flexibility. I think they did a really good job of incorporating that.
Well, like that's something that I'd like to see a lot more in games, sort of. Like what I would like to see a lot more is dedicated servers. I would like really PvP, like to see
PvE.
Well, more so. For the record, I think Brett, I think your camera is frozen. As a matter of fact, Brett is calling me. Hello.
Interesting. For those who can't see, it just looks like...
Brett will be back momentarily, everybody. Brett's PC crashed.
Oh, okay.
So we'll allow him to get back, and Salo and I will just continue with this conversation until then.
Yeah, Brett's ideas were too high powered for this conversation.
That's true. Your ideas were a little too high powered, Brett. But what I was saying was, and I'll kind of reinforce it when Brett gets back. But what I was kind of saying was, I think that now that creepy doll in the background is just staring at me.
Gosh,
it was it. That's what caused it. I would like more games to have a dedicated server where, like, hey, the three of us say this is our server. None of us have to be the host. If I want to play by myself for a little while, I can just log in. If Brett wants to play by himself for a little while, he can log in. But we're still in the same world, working towards the same thing. Because what I hate is like, oh, I really wanted to work on my house in our world, but Brett's the server owner. So now I can't play unless he's playing. Like, I don't like that.
That's very bothersome.
And I get how that's a thing. Man, Brett disconnecting from the call really fucked up the visual for our visual viewers. So for anybody watching, I'm sorry that things look so awkward at the moment. Hopefully Brett gets back soon and it looks better. For now, you're going to have to deal with the fact that we look very funny right now.
We'll have a backup plan next time.
Yeah, next time we'll make a separate visual for when there's only two people here.
We'll call it drop call visual template.jpg.
Well, Brett's trying to get back, but him and Salo switch spots. So now Salo is Brett and Brett's Salo until...
We can do that. It's fine.
Until he makes it back, because we didn't have a plan for a crash. We're on the spot here, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the spot.
So one thing I was thinking about when you said that, like, Minecraft had that issue for so many... I want to say years. I can't think of time frames anymore after COVID, but like... For so many years, I feel like they had that issue where it's like, I wanted to play with my friends, but my dude was not online. So
so now we can't jump in our world. Right.
Mm-hmm. So they came up with Minecraft Realms, and it's like, you pay $10 a month.
Right. And I would like more games to do that.
It's the best thing in the world.
And I don't mind it being a subscription-based thing. Mm-hmm. If you have enough people, you guys could afford it fairly cheaply. Like, I mean,
and it's a dedicated server for when nobody. If nobody can be in the world, it's still going to be there. It's a server.
Right.
I would pay $10 for that.
Well, and that's the thing. Let's say 4 of us did that. That's $30 a year for each of us.
Yeah,
that's worth it.
Of course.
Like, I would like more games to do that. I would definitely like more games to do that.
So that's one just right off the bat. Minecraft
that's
Realms,
a great example.
Shout out. I can't think of any others right now, but I like that, like, hosting thing that where you don't have to host your own.
Yeah, like, and I get why some games can't afford that, but I just think that would be, I think that would add a level of intrigue to a lot of games that are, like, Raft and 7 Days to Die and stuff like that. If we had dedicated servers or realms or whatever we want to call it, where, like, hey, the 8 of us really want to play 7 Days to Die together, but we can't all get on all the time. So let's get a dedicated server where we can all just jump in whenever we're available, and when we're not, you just won't play today.
Yeah. Oh, I think we have a little bit of Brett.
Welcome back.
Ayo.
So the last thing we were saying, Brett, just so you know what we're discussing at the moment, was dedicated servers. That was the main thing I really like for co-op games. Things like Minecraft Realms, where, like, you pay a subscription and then nobody has to be the host. That way,
you can just kind of pop in and do whatever you're doing, all in the same server.
Exactly. So that way, really cool that way we don't have to wait until you can get online to be able to work on our shit. Yeah. I really like that feature, and I'm totally fine with it being a subscription. Mm-hmm. So I would like more games to do that. Games like 7 Days and Raft and stuff like that, I think that would be really beneficial.
So, I also have a mechanic that I think should be spread across every game.
Okay.
This is not specifically multiplayer.
Okay.
Being able to choose my own damn controls.
Agreed. No. Agreed.
I'm sorry. I get
Dying Light.
People have certain intents, right?
We're looking at you, Dying Light.
But there's no reason I can't just change my controls.
No, it should be fully customizable.
No, there's no reason. Everything connects to everything else. I should be able to change my controls. I don't care if I have the weirdest control setup scheme. That's on me.
Let me do it. Let me config my own controller.
If it's not, it's not the ideal setup.
That's on me.
Fucking bad.
I also, with that, this is something we discussed. I think every game, I agree every game should do that, but that's a big ask. Not that it should be difficult, but it's a big ask for realistic expectations. Mm-hmm. More realistic expectation that I think should be something, and Brett and I have discussed this, I think every game that has a genre to it, shooters, FPS games, they should all have a controller layout that is baseline. Make it so there's 5 different layouts, and you can switch it up to, hey, this is our original layout for the game, but this is the streamline layout. X is jump, circle is crouch, clicking in your right stick is melee, square is interact with something and reload, triangle is switch weapons. Make it so that every game has the option to use the same controls, because, and this is the big reason I say this, every time I want to fucking send out a marker in Rogue, I do an emote instead, because that's the button that I press to send out a marker in Fortnite. Because they have the same function, but they're different buttons.
Oh, man.
So I'll be like, I don't know how to mark in this game.
You peek around a corner, and you're just like,
oh, he's right here. He's right here. Spot. And I just start dancing. It's fucking irritating.
It's like just in their face, just like, oh yeah, I'm right here.
And on top of that, I need games to stop making one button do so many things. Elden Ring. That bothers me. Elden Ring is such a great example. Triangle is the button I need to interact with things, to open doors, to do stuff like that. But if I press it just a second too early and then move my controller in the slightest way, I'll do an emote instead.
And most of the time when you try to do that emote on purpose, it doesn't work.
You can't do it. It won't work.
It doesn't fucking work.
But by accident,
work when you don't need it to.
By accident, my favorite thing to do in Elden Ring is, yeah! My favorite thing to do. Favorite thing.
I'll randomly just fucking bow.
Every time I want to open a door, I'm just like, nope, I'm just going to beat my fist into the air a couple times, or I'll sit the fuck down.
One thing that I again, it's not specific to multiplayer, but it just comes to my mind. Something that I'd really like to see in games, just like in general, it comes back from being able to change the UI. Like, not in a way that it'll affect the story mode or give you an advantage, but if I want to make the map a little bit more to the right, or if I want to move it to the left, or if I don't want my toolbar to be down here, maybe
the
to
HUD,
the side.
Yeah. Just
nothing
that'll
be
able to modify your HUD, right?
That would be amazing. If
I can respect that. I don't know if that would be so much applicable on console, but I think that'd be very easy to do on a PC.
Yeah. I'd like to see it implemented somehow, man.
I like that. But back on the whole thing of co-op, just so that we wrap up this tweeted caused conversation with at least what it was started with. Co-op features that I think are good and bad. I don't think there's any necessarily bad co-op features. I think there's some that I like less than others. Mm-hmm. The one thing I would say that I would like to see more often is consistency. And games that feel like they should be co-op should just be fucking co-op. The fact that the new Harry Potter game is going to be a single-player game is dumb as shit.
Don't tell me that. Are you serious?
The new Harry Potter game looks so good, and it looks so fun, and it looks like the best Harry Potter game they've ever come out with, because you get to be your own character who doesn't have to follow the game
story
in
mode.
In the sense of like, oh, this was Harry Potter's story. Like, you're going to Hogwarts before Harry Potter ever went. And you can end up in the different schools. You can be a good guy. You can be a bad guy. It's your choose your own path story in Hogwarts. You're telling me no one else in Hogwarts wants to walk with me? I didn't make a single fucking friend at Hogwarts.
That's funny.
It's Hogwarts.
They could have taken that opportunity and made it like a whole like MMORPG style, Magic style, like quest based.
Honestly, like going into it, it's what people expected. which doesn't help their case. Like,
No.
people had expectations of this game before they really released anything about it, which isn't necessarily on them, but at the same time, why squander the opportunity?
Mm-hmm.
Why create a game that if you didn't hear from them that there was no multiplayer, you would look at this game and be like, this is a massive multiplayer game.
Right.
Just looking at it, looking at every single bit of footage, you're like, this is a multiplayer game.
It's got to be.
Me and my friends can play. There's no angle that you see it that you're just like,
this is
I
a
have
single
to.
player.
I gotta play this by myself. This is just a me story.
I lied. I do have one complaint about. I do have one thing I'd like to change about co-op games. I lied. I have a bad feature in co-op games.
What?
Do not let me play my whole game with my friend and then kick them out for the final mission of the game.
Ooh.
Do not
should
not let me play the entire game with my friend after I finish the tutorial. I'm totally fine with having to play the tutorial by myself. I get that. Do not then let me invite my friend and play the entire game with my friend and or friends and then kick them out and make me play the final mission as a single player. Don't do that.
To you?
Here's
Who did that to you?
Here's the thing,
Dying
Amber.
Light.
This is what your question has turned into.
A rant about Dying
things
Light.
that we like
Who
and
did that
dislike
to you?
about Dying Light.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, because
So the
Dying
game
Light
like-
is the pinnacle of multiplayer games when it does it right.
The controller setup you hate.
Dying Light, when done right, is one of the best multiplayer games I've ever played. But when Dying Light fucks up, it sucks. And I got so mad when it made me play my final mission by myself. I was so mad. And then it did it for the DLC too. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
Like, they didn't even correct it
fuck you
later
guys.
on.
You guys suck. The last thing I'll say when it comes to multiplayer games, and this is something Brett and I have talked about repeatedly throughout games we've played, stop making it just because I play my game with my friends means I also have to play against other people.
Yeah.
Stop forcing PvP in games that aren't supposed to just be all about PvP. Obviously, if I'm playing Call of Duty, I have to deal with other people. That's
a
the
really good
point.
one.
It's a
That's
PvP
a really
game.
good one.
That's
you
the
think that
point.
I see that a lot, where it's like if it's co-op, it immediately becomes PvP.
Stop
I really
making
like
that a thing.
Yeah,
Elden
fuck
Ring
that.
is the perfect example of where I play the game by myself. I never get invaded. As soon as Brett and I play, or Quinn and I play, or all three of us play, invasions just start happening every time.
Oof.
And it's other players. And it's players
they're-
that are way fucking stronger than us.
That is one of the bigger issues.
Matchmake!
But another thing is, like, okay, look, this is how you made your game, right? You made it to where if you're playing with your friends, you have the opportunity to be invaded. All right, look, we'll fucking deal with it, right? We'll deal with it. I should not be halfway through a dungeon with no save point and then be invaded.
Agreed. It's bad
Because 9 times out of 10, that person coming in has
way stronger
late
than
game weaponry, you know, busted stats. They're gonna kill you. And then you gotta start all over. And if you were already on a run that you were starting all over, you weren't at your runes.
You weren't happy
you're gonna
about
lose
it.
all
Right.
your currency and your experience.
And not even
Like,
just
it's-
Elden Ring, because Elden Ring's an example of a
It's
game,
a
like
niche,
Brett
niche
said.
example.
And like Brett said, it's something, it kind of comes with the territory of, oh, it's a difficult game. It happens. Fallout 76. Fallout 76 was a great example of a game Brett and I just wanted to play together and kind of have a good time. Which, first of all,
Right.
we're not going to get into the discussion about how Fallout 76 had no flesh to it at all. Literally,
Oof.
there was no living people. But Fallout 76 was the kind of game where it was literally an open world MMO in the sense of, like, you were just put in a server with other people that could then just walk over and murder you.
Oh no.
And they would do that. There were people that were in their, like, level 50s, level 60s that would continuously cycle until they found a world that only had level 10s, and then they would go bully them.
Mm-hmm.
It happened to us.
Like they would spawn lock you.
Yeah, they would figure
kill
out
you.
where you're spawning, and then they would just
Yeah.
kill you as you came back.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Until
that's
you
the
quit.
worst.
Real thing.
Horrible mechanic.
Another example, GTA.
I never played that online.
So one of the appealing features about GTA Online was you could make your own world, invite your friends, and you guys just play together.
Right.
You do that the entire time, and then they come out with one of their biggest updates, these giant heists. Everyone's been waiting for them.
Right.
But you have to go into an open server where, as you're trying to run through and complete objectives,
other people
you just have people that are just shooting you with, jets,
rocket
with
launchers
and
shit.
rocket launchers. Yeah. And it's like, that's what you're dealing with the entire fucking time.
Oof.
And that's not fun.
But
if that's not what you signed up for, that's not fun.
And that sucks, but at the same time, at least there's the option of don't go on the heist.
That was the only addition to the game.
No, I get it, but I'm saying all right, this update's not for you. There's still everything else minding your own business.
You still have the options.
Right. If you want to go do the heist, it sucks, but this is how you go do the heist. It's almost like The Division, where it's oh, hey, you can play all of this game and just not go in the red zone. As soon as you go in this fucking red area, other people might fuck your day up. All right, it sucks. I'm going to just go around.
That's what a RuneScape did back in the day. Well, RuneScape originated that idea.
I think that worked in Division 1. I don't think that worked in Division 2. If I recall correctly, I think Division's 2 story went into the red zone.
Division's 2 story went into the red zone one time because you had to learn about the red zone. Because we beat Division 2 together.
Okay.
We beat Division 2 together, and then we got depressed because it was so sad endgame content.
Oof.
It was so disappointing. But let's not get into games being disappointing because we'll be here all day on that.
Yeah.
But that's how we feel about co-op stuff. I think there's a lot of things co-op could do to improve. But I don't think there's a lot out there that's inherently bad. But I love that question. I think it was a great question. If anybody has questions that they want us to discuss in the next episode, feel free to tweet at us. We'll get as many questions as we can in each episode if we have multiple. But I think that was a really good question.
Speaking of, you guys reaching out to us, we had one comment on our last video. We have addressed our apologies.
We've taken very seriously here, of course.
In case anyone's concerned, although it was not easy, I did make sure Salo was beaten severely for us missing this.
We called Will Smith, actually. And Amber Heard.
Oh, yeah. They tag teamed me. It was real not nice.
It's not a fight you want to get into.
Let's just say I will never make this mistake again. It was merely an oversight that will never happen again.
I will say, after we address this, I do want to talk about the Johnny Depp trial a little bit. Just a little bit.
I know I've come prepped. I believe we all have something food related.
Yes.
For one of our commenters that we would like to discuss. Who would like to go first?
Mine's actually a question.
A question?
Yeah, it's a food-related question.
Okay.
All right. Here's what I got for you. I would like to know everybody's top 3 fast food restaurants.
Ooh.
And why.
Okay.
Fast food. They have to have a drive-thru. If it doesn't have a drive-thru, I don't count it as fast food. I'll go first while you guys think.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And they don't have to be in a particular order. I just want to know your top 3. It doesn't have to be this is my number 1. But these are your top 3. My top 3. Okay. Sonic.
Okay.
Because Sonic is always reliable. Their burgers are pretty good. Their chicken's pretty good. They have a lot of good side options. I think Sonic is just overall one of the best well-rounded fast food joints. Popeyes. I fucks up some popcorn shrimp. It's so good. I love Popeyes. And pretty much anything I want to get from KFC, I can get from Popeyes, but I can get more at Popeyes, which is why I would put Popeyes above KFC. And then third, I'm actually going to go with Wendy's. I
Really?
like Wendy's more than I like BK and more than I like McDonald's because Wendy's burgers are on point and their bacon is the best bacon out of any fast food spot I can think of. So those are mine. Sonic, Popeyes, Wendy's. Those are my top 3. Fast food joints.
We like similar things. So I was going to say Wendy's. One, I think it has just the best quality fast food.
I'm not a fan of their fries.
You really think so?
I'm talking about the meat.
Okay.
Like I want a burger.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the best
More
fast
often
food
than not,
burger.
it's the best quality.
I'm gonna get on that. I know.
Widespread.
I didn't know.
So Wendy's, Sonic for the same reason.
I love their tater tots.
They're so good.
Although I haven't really lived near a lot of these, Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box is really good.
Growing up, Jack in the Box was fucking horrible. But
They fixed
over
that.
the years, they fixed that. They've added a fuck ton to their menu, and like
They have so much stoner food, it's ridiculous. Like that's a niche.
Great for a late night.
Yep.
Great for a late night. But also they have something to cover pretty much the whole day.
Yeah.
I would have said McDonald's, but I feel like I would only say that because it's everywhere.
You know.
Yeah. It's reliable. It's reliable.
Reliable. Yeah, it's old reliable. That doesn't make it.
It doesn't make it good. Although I will say their fries are usually pretty on point.
If they had breakfast all day, I would change my mind. Breakfast all day,
My
please
McDonald's
bring
does
it
have
back.
breakfast all day.
No,
Yeah,
mine
yeah,
doesn't.
they have it.
No, not in North Carolina.
Your McDonald's is tripping.
10:30. I get so sad at 10:30 because I know in my heart that McDonald's.
Do you mean all breakfast all day or limited breakfast all day?
No, they get rid of everything here in North Carolina.
Oh no, I could go to my McDonald's right now and get a McGriddle.
I went to different McDonald's just to make sure I'm not tripping or going to one that's like ridiculous or something. They all here in North Carolina, to my knowledge, in Charlotte, Concord. Please, someone prove me wrong and make my day. 10:30.
Someone also track this man down.
Yeah, it won't be hard to find them. I doubt there's a lot of people that look like him.
NordVPN, where you at?
This episode is brought to you by.
Perfect intercept for that. But
So yeah, although I could fuck up a McGriddle.
Yeah,
any
McGriddle's all.
given day.
So I will say, if the question was favorite fast food breakfast spot, the answer is McDonald's.
Yeah.
I need a
McDonald's
move.
just pops
It's
up there.
McDonald's.
I need a move. Gosh. Darn
Well,
it.
I mean, like
Hey,
if
dude.
you're if it's 7 a.m. and you want breakfast, McDonald's.
I want breakfast at 11, 12, 1, 2 p.m. Son, that's all I want in my heart. I just want a McGriddle to be happy.
All right.
Like, I want to go to lunch at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, head
I
over to
feel
my
it.
local McDonald's and just get
feel
me
it.
a nice hash brown action, you
feel
know?
it.
All right, so on a different note, just to change it.
Should I do my top 3 first?
Yeah, do your top 3.
Oh
Okay,
shit!
so-
I'm so sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you're good.
Disrespectful.
So we're we're very similar. So I just changed mine to make sure my top 3 are a little bit different.
Okay.
Cookout, number 1. Always
That's
open.
a good answer.
Always open. I can get any sides. It's gonna be $6 or $7 now because the price increase, but I'll get
I
a
forgot
drink.
about Cookout.
That's shake of the day.
Shake of the
That's a
day,
good
man.
answer. That's a good answer.
Get me a good barbecue sandwich or something. So Cookout's my number 1. After that, I want to say Burger King. I like their meat patties. I just like the char grill. It could be an illusion in my head. You guys could ruin it, but
I
don't know.
think
Something about the
you need to
burgers.
get a Wendy's burger before you.
I think you've convinced me. Now that I notice hanging out with you guys, we went to Wendy's for those nuggets that day.
Oh yeah, those nuggets.
Yeah, those
so
are
my
the bomb.
thing with Burger King, I might be ruined for Burger King being in the military because the military and Burger King have that
They
contract.
don't work out
They're
well.
on-
Really?
They're on every,
They're on every base.
just about every base.
Well, let me tell you one word. Well, actually,
Bacon King.
2 words. Hershey's pie. And I know you can get it separate, but when I get me a big old juicy burger, I'd like me a slice of Hershey's pie, like a chocolate Hershey's pie. Like, that's just embedded in my childhood. So that gets me
I just don't like the way you said it.
I don't
Five?
like. What's your number 3?
I don't.
5 out of 5 French kisses, okay? Or whatever these are. Anyways, last spot is Domino's because it has a drive-thru, and I like wings and I like pizza some days.
Wait a minute. Your Domino's has a drive-through?
Yes, boyo. It has a drive-thru.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, I will say I actually found this. I wanted to tell you about it. I I hit B-dubs while I was on vacation. That motherfuckers had a drive-thru. It was a B-dubs with a drive-thru. And I got 60 wings for $36.
It's a quality drive-through right there.
Are you serious?
I wasn't gonna count it because it's got to be the only B-dubs on the planet with a drive-thru, but it had one.
Ooh.
But bro, that's dangerous. You put a B-dubs with a drive-thru, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's very dangerous.
But anyway, all right. I respect everybody's top threes. I think your Burger King is going to change to a Wendy's, though, when you have a Wendy's burger.
We'll talk about this next time. I'm going to put it on my list.
Yeah, you get a Wendy's burger by next episode.
I'm going to watch Batman while eating a Wendy's burger while playing a game with my dude Bruce the Shark. It's all right.
It all sounds like you were good until you started playing with Brutus the Shark. All right, Brett, what you got?
You don't really want to fuck with him necessarily.
Not unless your name's Amber.
Unless you're Amber.
Because Amber be a shark slaying fiend, bro.
She just hop in the ocean like she's fucking
Aquaman.
Oh no. But Brett, you were gonna say.
So, do you guys like gummies?
Don't get me started on gummies, bro. I got so mad at Amber yesterday. Amber's friends was eating gummy worms, and then Amber started eating gummy worms on stream, and I had her stream pulled up. And I'm like, are you really fucking eating gummy worms after I just said, damn, gummy worms sound good? And she's like, no. They're what did she call them? Jelly rolls or something. I don't remember what she...
Jelly straws? Oh, was she eating jelly straws?
I don't remember what she called it. It wasn't... I don't think it was that. It was something else. Jelly something. Jelly poles, maybe? I don't remember what they were called. I'm like, that's a goddamn gummy worm from Walmart. You disrespectful.
Gummy worms, gummy bears, you like them peach rings.
You know what I love?
Lifesavers, like the squishy lifesavers.
Oh my god. I love me those trolley sour bright crawlers.
I
Oh
fucks with
my
trolleys.
god.
Right?
Those orange ones. Mwah.
So I'm glad we all, like, everyone can appreciate a good gummy.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking delicious. Some of them are too fucking hard. All right? Some gummies
Biting that motherfucker like it's a rock.
Or they just be jamming up in the teeth. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like you just got a gummy cavity.
Yeah.
Gummy
Honestly,
coma.
it's kind of disrespectful.
Absolutely.
So one of the core things that creates the gummy, right? Like, of course, you have all the flavor, but they're like the translucent gel that basically is the gummy, right? It's it's the gummy of it. How would you guys feel if I told you that was basically malted down pig skin and cattle hides?
Wait, what?
That doesn't change my opinion.
No, wait.
Pigs. Yeah, it is malted down pig skin and cattle hides.
Say it isn't so.
Freshly butched.
I don't think it changes my opinion either.
It doesn't change
It's
my
so-
opinion.
Process is
Let my
And
British
now-
side out. It's
and
so
now
bloody good.
All I'm gonna say is, whenever I eat a gummy bear, hey man, I'm just eating some meat.
There you go. Looking at the bright side.
Protein.
Glass half full. I love that energy.
It is very interesting to find out. I mean, like, everyone's heard the rumors of, like, candy, like, oh, there's probably such and such amount of, like, bug parts in your chocolate and stuff like that.
Or in your hot dogs.
But apparently, like, a lot of just, like, certain core products and candies and certain foods where you get like elastic effects and stuff like that. They're made from stuff that people don't realize, such as this, like gummies. Like, the core of the gummy comes from just mashed up and liquefied carcasses.
Crazy.
I don't mean to get off topic, but I have to ask real quick. Does your shirt glow in the dark?
Yes.
I think I own that shirt.
It's a Batman shirt for anyone wondering.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I know that was
the
mad random,
little-
but the bats
the little
on his
bats.
shirt glow in
Yeah.
the dark. I own
Really?
that
the
shirt.
little bats.
Okay. Did you steal my shirt?
Oh, I didn't steal your fucking shirt.
I'm sorry. I kept looking at him like, I own that T-shirt. It fucking threw me off. My bad. Anyway,
And can you imagine Batman fans wearing the same shirt? That's fucking crazy.
Thief. You know where I live. You could have stole it.
Yeah, I'm sure it fit me perfectly.
Hey, it was back when I was slimmer. I'm not saying I could wear the shirt. We're not matching. I might be able to wear it on one titty.
One titty.
I got two tits. It wouldn't work. All right.
Oh man.
No, that's really crazy to think about, but it doesn't change my opinion on if I would eat them or not.
No, I'm still gonna eat them.
As a matter of fact,
Like,
if you told me that again tomorrow, I'd be like, "Oh shit, I feel like I've heard that somewhere," because I forget.
Oof.
That's how little that's gonna affect me eating gummy worms.
Might fuck some people up.
Yeah, you just changed some people's first snack choice at a movie theater.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you there are a lot of people that probably think gummies are like vegan.
Oh no!
And they're meat based. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
You just ruined gummy bears
Yeah.
and gummy worms for every vegetarian and vegan on the planet.
They're
you
out there
sick
like
bastard.
Why I never.
We can't release this episode now.
This is why I'm not vegetarian, because there's people like you out there ruining my life.
We can't post this episode now. This is gonna have to be a hidden chronicle.
We thought the episode 0 was the last
dick.
episode. Can't release
Some
this.
people just want to watch the world burn.
What did you do?
You don't deserve that shirt.
Why would you do this?
Take it off. You don't deserve it. Don't take it off right now. I don't want to see that. After we're done recording.
Like, so when I said that, I was thinking about like editing. Just like as I'm saying, some people want to watch the world burn. Just zoom in on Choppa in the background. Just
Yeah.
Oh, I made the joke while you were gone because we were just sitting here staring at your frozen screen,
Dude.
and I'm like,
Oh,
it was the creepy fucking doll that crashed Brett's computer. That's exactly what I said to Salo.
Cursed is the
Oh,
the
It
one
was
with the spooky
staring
doll.
at us. Oh, the poor quality of our video is going to be all kinds of jacked up because then you disappeared, and so it was still in the 3-screen layout, but it was only 2 of us, and we were just broken in half. And then you came back, but you were in Salo's spot, and Salo was Brett now. And then it fixed itself, so now you're Brett again, and
I
Salo's Salo
impersonated
again.
you, and I enjoyed impersonating you.
Oh my God. Salo, what did you bring to this conversation?
So my immediate thought, and we kind of touched on this a little bit, or we were leading that way. What are you guys' like if you had a road trip you're going on and you had to stop at a gas station? Top 3 snacks that you would do, and I can go first since I already have that.
Go ahead. I think I have mine, but go ahead.
My top 3 snacks would be number 1, cosmic brownies. Like those Debbie cosmic brownies are fucking love it, love it. So that's my first one. When I'm feeling a little spicy, like I don't want to go to bed or I'm sleepy or I just want a nice snack, I would do Takis. Some nice Takis. That'd be really good. Doesn't really work well with the driving game, but you got to make sacrifices somehow. So,
Bro, Dragon is going to be so happy with that answer, Brett.
yeah, she is.
She fucks
she is.
Takis up. I've
You
never
got
had a
to.
Taki.
You got
You just
to
became
fuck
her
up the
favorite
Takis.
character.
You did. You just became her
You
favorite
got
on
to.
this podcast. I've never had a
Hooray.
Taki.
You're missing out,
I don't
bro.
like spicy foods.
So-
I've never had a Taki.
So I'm gonna take you out to a cookout, and then after we cook out, we gonna go to get some Takis.
Hey, I fucks with Cookout. I thought we were going to Waffle House.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Waffle House and then Takis. I'm sorry, I was getting it mixed up.
All right. And your
my
third-
last one is my last one would be probably like Snickers. I'm a Snickers boy. I love me some chocolate and some nuts in there, some peanut butter or whatever it is. I love it. Stop it. I know when I said those words when both of your faces lit up. God damn it. Look, I'm
so mature.
No. Don't go to the kitchen, God damn it. Stay out here. Okay. I cede my answers.
I just drank.
I deserve it. I deserve it.
Oh,
I deserve it.
drank some water, bro. Oh my God, Squirtle, use water gun.
Okay.
All right, we're just gonna move on.
Moving on. Okay.
All right, so my 3. So I'm thinking gas station snacks.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
All right, so Slim Jims.
Okay. Go to.
Fuck me up.
Or if they don't have Slim Jims, I'll get some like beef jerky.
Okay.
Some like teriyaki beef jerky. Combos.
I didn't think about those combos.
Combos are really good. Either the pepperoni pizza one or the pretzel combos with cheese. Combos is a real good road trip snack.
Ooh.
And
Pizza.
Let's see, what's a good third one? I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't want to say it after your whole nut debacle, but I really do like just like roasted peanuts, like that you can get out of like the jar. You know what I'm talking about? Like I really do like honey roasted peanuts.
Like salted or unsalted?
Salted. I'm not
Salted?
a big unsalted kind of guy. I like
I mess with them.
I
They're
like
good
my nuts
snacks.
salty.
Yeah.
Brett's trying so hard not to break.
Yeah. So Brett, what are your top 3?
But yeah, peanuts is a good answer for
Peanuts.
me.
I like that. I like peanuts.
And it's a little bit healthier.
Yeah.
So, over the years, I've developed only 2 staples.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Are you good?
I'm good.
You sure?
Dude, you said over the years I've developed 2, and I'm like, he's going to say nuts. He's going to say nuts. And it broke me.
He broke himself.
2 nuts.
Just put the cup down, homie. Put the cup down. I don't care.
I need water.
Man's thirsty thinking about nuts. Just put the cup down, all right?
Oh, no.
Put it down. He's laughing as he's taking a drink. Let's go dribble down his beard and shit.
Not the beer drip.
So,
All right.
Over the years, you've developed 2 what now?
2 staples. 2 staples. Not nuts, 2 staples. I had.
You don't have 2 nuts
for a while.
Okay.
I had those before these years.
Okay. You developed
some
2
things-
more?
Some things I was born with.
Okay.
So M&Ms, I feel like they're a real easy. Just while I'm driving, because I'm normally the one driving.
Same.
All right, so like this isn't
real
to make
easy to
another
eat.
nut joke, but I definitely fuck with peanut M&Ms. Or peanut butter M&Ms.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter is my big one. I love peanut butter M&Ms.
Those are dangerous, but I do like peanut M&Ms. I like them way more than I like just regular M&Ms. That was not to make another nut joke. I genuinely do like peanut M&Ms more.
I like the milk chocolate ones. Classic boy.
Yeah. I think me and Salo are kind of in the minority because I've had this question with a lot of people, and I prefer the milk chocolate.
Yeah.
over the,
See, I'm not a big
boy.
chocolate guy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I only really like chocolate when it's with peanut butter.
So outside of that, my other one is the. It's so weird because I don't like spicy food, but the spicy sweet chili Doritos,
Spicy sweet chili Doritos.
the purple bag.
Oh.
Yeah. So those have become my 2 staples.
Ooh.
Everything else has just been interchangeable. Like, hey, what am I feeling at the moment? You know, like,
Do I want to snap into a Slim Jim?
am I feeling like maybe some donut holes? You know,
Ooh, a
like,
honey bun?
Or those taquitos that they have at the Quick Trips. You know those taquitos
Hey,
that
look,
are like
look.
I'm not. Hold on.
Hold
I'm
on.
not trying to get the shits on the road.
Well,
homie.
not only that, but we weren't talking about hot foods because that changes everything.
That
That
changes
does
everything.
change the
Really.
conversation.
That changes everything because I'm gonna tell you
We're
right
talking
now.
about
If you
snacks.
take me to 7-Eleven, I'm gonna get 4 of the sausage, egg, and cheese taquitos,
Ooh. Really?
and I'm gonna fucking tear them bitches up.
Don't even get him started if he pulls into a sheets.
No. Not a
Woo! Get me a schmegel.
sheets.
Sounds like a disease.
All right, hold on. I want to piggyback off of Salo's question.
Okay.
Gas station drinks.
Ooh.
What's your top 3 gas station drinks? I'm gonna get me some Gatorade. I'm gonna get me some Arnie Palmer, and I'm gonna get me a Yoo-Hoo.
Okay.
Now I want Yoo-Hoo. Now I want a Yoo-Hoo.
So I would go energy drink. I prefer Rain. That's my personal energy drink.
That's the name of it, Rain.
It's not as good as Rogue,
Rain.
though.
No, I'm not saying it is. What I'm saying is you work with what you got. They ain't selling Rogue fucking
In the can. They
in
need
the store.
to. They need to. They
That
sell
would be
so
great.
much.
So I pick up some Rain. If they don't have Rain, I will go to Monster, but energy drink of some sort. Water. Again, I'm driving. I need shit to keep me awake. I'm normally the one driving. So I'll definitely get some Smart Water. I don't know why. Something about just getting like one of the tall Smart Waters. And a coffee. I'm rather basic in that regard.
I've
Just
never
shit
had
to
coffee.
keep me alive.
Never had coffee.
I know. It surprises me that you've never had it. I completely understand not liking it. All right, I didn't like it for years.
Never had it.
Surprised you've never had it.
Never had it.
You've never had it?
Right? It's
Never had coffee.
Yo, that's crazy. It's craziness.
And I don't want to be like, oh, you gotta have coffee, because you don't need coffee in your life.
No.
Coffee is pushed into your life as a form of necessity to survive.
Oh,
Because life has given you so much shit.
All right, let's establish something real quick, Brett. Do you think I need to have extra help staying awake?
not with Rogue Energy.
Not even without Rogue Energy. I can't sleep half the time.
I'm the same way, bro. Same
And
way.
even when I do, it's not like I'm not still part of the conversation.
The
Oh, that's
poster
right.
child for
Oh, yeah.
insomnia probably shouldn't have large doses of caffeine.
No.
Absolutely.
But again, like
Except for Rogue Energy,
even
because
if
you're sponsored.
even if I'm asleep, it's not like I'm not a part of conversation. So it's not like I'm pressed.
Oh yeah, you do that thing where you listen while you're sleeping. I remember that.
Brett hates it so much.
Oh yeah,
It
I just
bothers
didn't
him.
know. And he was like, yeah. You see him? He's snoring. I'm like, yeah. Or he's sleeping. I'm like, yeah. Well, he's actually
he's hearing.
he's actually hearing every single word that you just said about him right now. And I'm like, nuh-uh. And then you wake up and you immediately mention the conversation we were having. And I'm like, no, go away.
I did that to Brett in the
you
car.
magician, man.
He didn't believe me.
I did that to
magician.
Brett in the car. I fell asleep in the car, and he had a phone call. And I just
Oh my
talked to
God.
him about his phone call. And he's like, "No, you were asleep." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
That's spooky. Okay, so
Not
my
as
top
spooky as
three.
that creepy ass doll in the background.
Never
top
spooky.
3 drinks.
So my top 3 drinks. Number 1 has to go to a very special drink that's fueled me in my career, both in the insurance industry and in the financial world. Big shout out to my boy Coffee out there. Love you, respect you. I hate you, but I'll never let you go. Coffee also is one of the biggest things that I drive when I'm usually the driver in road trips. So coffee, just go to, it keeps you warm. It feels good. You get the caffeine boost. My second drink would be a Rockstar. There's a Pure Zero Rockstar that has a white label on it with a red star. That specific one is my favorite. Like, it just tastes really good. It tastes almost like a fruit punch almost,
Because we all just wanna be big rock stars.
Exactly.
That's what popped in my head.
And then the last one, again, I'm the only one driving usually. It would be a Monster. They have the Juice Monster that has a orange thingy-majigger. It's the Mango Loco Monster. Mwah! A lot of French kisses for that one. It's just
I
beautiful.
like how I didn't go caffeine oriented at all.
Dude,
Again, Brett's just jamming out to Rockstar now in his head.
I am just.
I'm watching him just bump to it. He's bumping to Rockstar in his head. I know it. It's what it's happening. My bad, homie. My bad.
But the girls come easy and the drugs come cheap.
Oh,
You know what
no.
I'm saying?
I do.
I do.
Some of us stay skinny. Not me. But
Not
some
me.
of us stay
Not
skinny.
me.
Not I.
I gave up on that a long time ago. Oh my god, that shit's funny.
Did you guys
All right.
want to wrap up? We're about hitting that mark.
What the fuck just happened?
Homie, your camera disappeared. Oh, there you go.
It turned off on its own.
Damn.
It's that doll, man.
I didn't
it's
even
that
touch
freaking
nothing,
doll.
man.
This is the cast of technical difficulties.
You ain't kidding. All right. Before we wrap up, there was one thing I did want to say because I will forget to talk about it before next time. I don't know if you heard about this. Salo, I'm sure you didn't because you don't follow football at all.
Nope, not at all.
The
Let him play,
USFL. It's one of the other leagues, not the NFL.
Right.
A player in the USFL got cut from his team because he said, I don't want this chicken salad. Could I get a slice of pizza instead?
Are you serious?
I did hear something
That
about
sounds like an Onion article.
I thought that was a joke.
No, he got cut. That's real.
Why? What's the reasoning?
So in their contracts, it says something about like you will respect everybody in the facility, in the hotels, blah, 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 blah. And I guess like whoever somebody brought him a chicken salad and he's like, yeah, I don't want that. I just saw somebody with a pizza. Can I just get a slice of pizza or something? And like, they basically said like, no, all we have is chicken salad for y'all. Is that a problem? And he's like, yeah, that's going to be a problem. And he just walked away. And like, that's his side of the story. I don't know the full thing, but like, I guess like the person that he was talking to, like that brought him his food, said he was being rude about it or whatever. Oof. And so he got cut from the team. That was it. He got cut.
Man. That's
like,
craziness.
He got cut because he said, no, I don't eat chicken salad. Can I just get a slice of that pizza that I definitely just saw somebody walk in here with? Like, and he got cut. Are you tripping? What? How
that
crazy
sounds like
is
a
that?
False article. That's crazy.
It does, but the reason I know it's not is Pat McAfee talked about it.
Oof. Man.
It's a solid source right there.
That's a real solid source.
MLA citation and everything.
Source.
I'm looking at it right now. I agree.
It's crazy.
Fortunately, he did not respond to our inquiries and did not give us the smacketh down.
Yeah, please don't.
That would suck.
Please don't. Because
I'd rather not.
Because I'm gonna be real, he was so impressive at WrestleMania. Speaking of which, the guy he beat at WrestleMania just became a champion.
Really?
Just became the United States champion, which to me says Pat McAfee should be the number one contender.
Who became the number one?
Austin Theory just became the United States. I'm sorry, it's just Theory now because people aren't allowed to have first names.
Oh, good old Theory. Oh, yes.
Vince McMahon actually enacted a policy in the WWE where unless you're a big name like a John Cena, a Randy Orton, a Brock Lesnar, somebody like that, you are no longer allowed to use your real name or a name you used on the independent circuit. So people that have been in the WWE for 4 or 5 years are getting their names changed. So like Austin Theory just became Theory. Casey Catanzaro, which a lot of people will know from American Ninja Warrior, she was the first female to beat the Warped Wall. She's been in WWE for like 4 years now. She just had her name changed to Katana Chance.
Stop it. That's a way to control and retain the talent and kind of build around just
it's
the
a way
WWE brand.
It's a way to own the name.
That's so ridiculous.
And therefore own the character.
That's a travesty. WWE never had a really good history of taking care of its wrestlers. We've talked about this before. But that's another level.
So what I'm hearing is Pat McAfee beat his first name off.
Oof.
Well, so my thing was I like that, but I don't like the way that's worded, but I like that. My theory was, no pun intended on theory. My theory was after Vince McMahon then beat Pat McAfee in that bullshit match. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin came out and stunned Vince and Theory. My thought process was like, Vince was like, God damn it, it was Austin. You're not allowed to be Austin anymore. You're just Theory now because it was Austin. Because he has that whole thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin. So that was my brain. It was like, oh, he's cutting out Austin because Austin is the issue. Right. And I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. And then I found out it was actually because of this new policy where nobody can use their real fucking name anymore. And I'm like, what the fuck? A guy who's been a champion already, Raul Mendoza, he just had his name changed to something Del Toro. I can't even remember what it was.
Oh my gosh, what a travesty.
Like, they're just,
Not-
like, no one's allowed to use their real name anymore, and it's dumb. Unless your name is such a big name value already that there's no way they're going to touch it, like Randy Orton. But my brain's just like, damn, I wish this happened when Randy Orton first got here. His name would actually be like, no, his name would be like, Ricky Sanchez or something. Like, he wouldn't get to be Randy Orton.
Something ridiculous.
It's just dumb. But yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I wanted to thank everybody for listening. This was a great, fun time. This is the Technical Difficulties crew. I mean, the Beyond Us podcast.
Everything
I hope
that
everybody
happened
has
was
a blessed
beyond
day.
us. It's been fun, y'all.
Peace.
Oh, man.